Hey Hodies, welcome to my channel. My name is hautemesstom and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I want to have an open discussion, a little bit of a storytelling moment. I want to unpack some things with you, and it's something that I'm a work in progress on and I've just been thinking a lot about, so I hope you will join me on this journey. So we're going to be talking about the shame and embarrassment that comes along with being someone who buys makeup. As we progress through this video, I'm going to be discussing these things with no judgment to you. Your money is your money, and how you feel about things is absolutely valid. But I think that this is something that isn't discussed enough in the beauty community, especially as content creators continue to grow. It's just not something you see a lot of people talking about. And I think it's just worthwhile to talk about it. I kind of have to tell the story of me getting into makeup and what happened. And it's something that I've I think there's a lot of assumption about maybe why I run my channel the way I do. And I think I have talked about it all in passing, but this is meant to be the one place where it can live. I can refer people to it whenever they have questions about me and the why I try to run my channel the way I do. But if you happen to be new to my channel, my channel is mostly about loving my makeup collection as it currently is. I try to be very discerning about what I bring in to not only review, but also keep in my makeup collection. But I do also just sometimes do reviews for the sake of reviews. But like I said, I really try to focus on using the stuff that I already own before buying other things. And whenever I am testing something for review, it's kind of mostly for review unless I'm very interested in myself. So if that kind of content where you see someone using the same stuff over and over again, it appeals to you, I would love to have you subscribe. Make sure you like this video, and I'm also on Patreon. If you would like to support me there, patrons help support me being able to do future reviews, and they also get additional content, so you can check that out. But there's absolutely no pressure to. If you don't have the means or you just don't want to, you don't have to. Liking, commenting, and sharing my content is a great way to support me, and there's no hierarchy in that. Supporting me is a great way to support me, however you choose to support me. There's merch down below. We're heading into colder seasons, so some of the merch is going to be applicable again. Let's rewind. So I got into makeup in 2016. It's the makeup boom. It's the influencer boom. Everyone's wearing makeup. I was not familiar with the makeup industry really until I started getting into it. I know that makes no sense, but if I didn't get into makeup myself, the likelihood that I would know who James Charles is very slim. Or the likelihood that I would know who Tati Westbrook is very slim. I wouldn't know who I kind of knew who Jeffree Star was, but not because of makeup, I just, it's I wouldn't know any of this stuff. I would only know about the drugstore and a little bit about Sephora. I bought a bunch of makeup because I was going to be Bianca Del Rio for Halloween in 2016. So I practiced makeup with, I bought a bunch of drugstore makeup. I refused to invest money in it, and it was it just ended up being such an expensive thing. I ended up buying so much makeup, hundreds of dollars worth of makeup, and I wasn't trying to even buy expensive stuff whenever I was getting started. I spent so much money on makeup. Halloween came and Halloween went, and I still had all of this makeup. I fell in love with the process of putting on makeup in that time. It wasn't so much about the products themselves, it was learning a new skill. Because as much as I might say I don't like learning new things, I really do. I like things that challenge me a little bit. I like to learn how to do new things. And I would say that even 2016 me was a very different me. I think I'm much more bold, less scared version of myself. Not that I think I'm a scared person now, but I don't know if I would have had the balls at 32 years old to start doing makeup like I did whenever I was 26. It's a different version of myself, because something that I don't like to do is be bad at things. And you know what I was really bad at whenever I first started? Makeup. And also I was doing drag makeup, which is harder. I at the time I had eyebrows, so I was blocking my eyebrows with glue, and I was doing all this stuff that I'd never done before. And I spent months, I started practicing my makeup for Halloween in July. And it would just be as much as I could, I would practice, and I would practice, I would practice, I would practice. After Halloween is over and I am left with less makeup, I was well, I liked it enough to keep doing it. But it was interesting because I had to go from doing drag makeup to making it smaller. And honestly, swear to God, if you are just getting into makeup, if you somehow found this video and you are just on beginning your journey with makeup, Start big. You can always reel it in. And that's what they say in acting too. Like, but I'm not an actor. I'm not a thespian. As much as you might think I might be, I'm not a thespian. But that's what they say. Like, go bigger. It's easier to start too big and rein it in than to try to not do obvious things and then learn how to make it bigger. Trust me, that's how I learned. Like, starting big and bringing it back in. It took me some time, but like it would have been harder for me to, like, if I was just putting eyeshadows on my eyelids and then like never really wanted to go outside of the eyelid. That's a little bit harder to do but when I started doing eyeshadow, I was putting eyeshadow like up into my hairline. You know what I mean? Anyway, while I was learning how to do makeup, I kind of like became like a little bit more familiar with the makeup world, but I just started watching like beauty content. At first I was watching beauty content to figure out how to like apply makeup. And then beauty content became a source of entertainment for me. And I think that something that we all need to keep in mind when we're watching any content creator, we might be using them as a resource for information about a product or a technique or whatever. This is entertainment. You watch it to fill time. You watch it because you feel either a connection to a content creator, or you think they are funny, or you think they are good at makeup, but it's entertainment. Not only that, it's entertainment that is designed to sell us something. And it's not something that is like kind of explicitly stated up front, especially when you're first getting into makeup. Like, the content creators that most people find when they're getting into makeup are not the content creators who are like, you don't need all of this, or like, I'm privileged enough to receive this in PR, or I'm privileged enough to be at a space where I make enough money doing makeup on YouTube that I can buy more makeup responsibly financially to talk to you about and review for you. Like, it becomes this thing, and it's something that I've noticed even like as I have gotten further into it. It's just like, it's so easy to forget to warn people about that. Even people who maybe in the past have stated those things or spoke about those things more frequently. Sometimes if you are that person, it just becomes assumed as you're making content as a content creator. So you're a new person coming into the makeup sphere, and you're watching someone like Tati Westbrook. And I'm gonna throw names out there. This is not to like vilify any of these people specifically for being content creators who like sell product. I mean, obviously everyone's flawed, but like, let's say you find someone like 2016 Tati Westbrook who's posting 5 days a week, and maybe not once in those 5 videos does she use the same thing twice. She's doing first impressions, and then on Fridays she's reviewing like crazy expensive stuff, like or like weird Wednesdays, or like whatever her thing was. You start to think that to be someone who enjoys makeup and loves makeup, being a consumer is part of that process, and actually the most important part of the process. Loving makeup means loving buying makeup, or loving to be on the hunt for makeup, and always feeling like there's some holy grail out there that you need to find to be satisfied. Whereas like the love of makeup is the application portion, right? Like, why would you even want the thing? You have to want to do your makeup to want to own a piece of makeup, right? And it's really hard whenever you're getting into this as a hobby and you are getting into it as a form of entertainment by watching other people do their makeup, talk about makeup, share their experiences about makeup. It's really hard to reel it in because no one's really telling you to. And the vision that's kind of being sold is like, always experimenting with new things in makeup is the only way to enjoy makeup. And obviously there are a number of reasons as to how that became to be the case. As I understand, I was not on the YouTubes at this time. Early makeup content was mostly tutorial based. So what happened was, a lot of people learned how to do their makeup whenever the content was tutorial based, and they shifted to like the consumerist side of things. And that also has to do with like affiliate links and affiliate codes. And whenever YouTube, like, you were able to monetize your content, how do you get new eyes on your content? You talk about products and new products that people are interested in. And that's like how we kind of ended up in this cycle of what like YouTube beauty is. But it's also happening on TikTok. It's like, I'm not blaming YouTube as a platform for this. It's just the natural cycle of what happens with beauty. Speaking for myself, I get into beauty content. I start watching it. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things. And just like I explained, I thought that loving makeup meant buying every new release. I in from like 2016 to like 2018, I would say the amount of makeup that I bought was so astronomical. I absolutely have used credit cards and gone into debt just to buy makeup. Not only that, I had deluded myself that the only makeup that was worthwhile was like high end and luxury. And while that is still my preference, like, and I think that has something to do with like the way that my brain was, like, the way I thought about makeup is that like the only thing that performs well is high end makeup. There's absolutely drugstore makeup that performs just as good or better than the makeup that I even like, right? But here's the thing, whether you're buying luxury makeup or drugstore makeup, if you keep buying makeup, you're spending money on makeup. And if there's no end, if there's no end to that cycle, whether you're spending $5 each time you're buying something, $10 each time you're buying something, or $50 to $100 every time you're buying something, that is expensive and it's going to add up. And there was like nothing that could stop me. There was absolutely nothing that could stop me. The monster inside of me really came alive, and I spent so much money on makeup. And I've actually done the math before, looking at my makeup collection, like how much did it cost for me to actually purchase it. I've done that. Like I've done that, and it's thousands of dollars. I felt shame about it. I did feel shame. Like whenever I would pull out when I would have close to $0 in my bank account and Pat McGrath released something new, I would pull out my credit card, which I shouldn't have been using to buy makeup in the first place, because I didn't have the means to pay off the credit card. I shouldn't have been. I just simply should not have been doing that. But I was, and I then felt shame about it, and I was building up this debt. But the shame also fueled the purchasing, because what happens when you buy something new? You get a dash of dopamine. I was getting excitement, and not only that. I don't know about you, but for me, tracking a purchase, getting to my house, the joy, the extreme pleasure I get of going, oh, when's it gonna arrive? Oh, when's it gonna arrive? When's it gonna arrive? Ugh. But you know when the dopamine ends? As soon as I open it and I use it for the first time. It's not new anymore. That rush is gone. So I was buying all of this makeup, using it maybe one or two times, and then that was it. And then I was like, well, on to the next thing, because I can't like that thing for too long. And that's also another thing that I have found, like, content wise, is that like there's not often like revisiting or consistent use of something. You'll see someone use something like one or two times, and then at the end of the month they're talking about their favorites, and you've only seen them use that concealer one time or twice, and you're like, is it your favorite, or is it just like something you remember liking out of the hundreds of things you tested this month? And I'm not going to get it into the waste, because we're talking about emotions and personal feelings. But because I was watching people who were using makeup, not in real life, but the people who entertain me with makeup, I thought that was just normal consumption for makeup, right? You use it a couple times, you're like, that's great, or it's not good, and you move along. And I also feel like at the time, I feel like this is less now. Maybe it's something that's happening on TikTok. I'm not on beauty TikTok. I'm just on people falling down the stairs TikTok, because I like what I like, okay? There also was this feeling that people were purposefully searching out stuff to be bad. Like, a product is bad. And it kind of happened with the What the Foundation from Jones Road this year. It's like, this product is bad, and then everyone buys it because they're like, this product's bad, and then they all want to talk about it being bad. It happened with subculture. Like, there was just like this thing. So like, I would even buy makeup that people weren't reviewing well in order to be mad about it being bad. Why was I spending my money on that? Like, why was that something that I was doing? Seeing people on YouTube with these giant makeup collections, they could choose like literally whatever they want. It was something that I aspired to, without even for a hot second taking a step back going, do I want that much makeup? Will I use that much makeup? And that's something that we often forget to consider in the beauty world, is that like, this stuff expires. I think we like all cognitively know it, but like, we think about it so passively. It's not something that's always at the forefront of our mind. And when the Kosas concealer expired at 6 months, and then people were like, I can't believe this expired at 6 months. It's like, imagine that. A product expired. Maybe you should be thinking about that expiring and apply it to all of the other things that you own, because it's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have so much makeup that we don't use it before. Like, I've had products expire on me. It's like embarrassing, because it's like, I didn't even like it enough to use it, but then I was keeping it around long enough to to expire in my arms, so to speak, like where like it was just like something that was too good to get pass on to someone who might want to use it all the way up before I get the chance to. It was just more important for me to keep it, and then it expired before I even got to finish it. Everyone's allowed to enjoy makeup however they want. I firmly believe that. But I do think that this hobby for many people gets started is like incredibly like dangerous. And I don't what happened to me to happen to people now that I'm a content creator. So I've made content from 2017 on, but I would say I became a content creator more realistically in 2021. And that's when I started making content regularly. That's when my channel started growing. And then from there, it's just like, I'm a content creator. Now, it's not my full-time job. It's not the only job that I have, but it is a job. Now that I'm on this side of things, I like understand, like, it's like, until you're on this side of things, it's like, you can't see the whole story. There are definitely things that you, even as a consumer, or consumer of beauty content, that you can see right through. Like, people who talk about new products use affiliate links. They make money from you using those affiliate links. And it behooves the people that are reviewers that talk about product a lot to use affiliate links, because that's an income for them. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't get paid for that. If they are providing a service, they should get paid. But it's also like, I can only do so much as a content creator to help protect you from making a bad purchase. You are you, and you have control over your wallet, your debit card, your cash. I wish I could tell every single person and like help every single person. I can't do that. But I'm also in this place where like now brands are sending me PR sometimes, and I am now making money doing this content. So it's like I do want to keep reviewing things because I love makeup and I love talking about makeup. But it's like, how do I responsibly, ethically review new makeup while conveying to you that that's not normal as like a consumer? Now, obviously there are rich people. There are rich people who might watch my content that have the money to throw at whatever I talk about. And if that's you, congratulations. But like, I know for me, even now I can't buy all of the makeup. And you know what happened recently? I'm gonna tell you a story. This happened weeks ago, or a week ago. It wasn't even that long ago. I was gifted a friends and family coupon, like a 20% friends and family coupon from someone who works at Sephora. One of my subscribers had offered it to me. As you may not know, or may not know, I was going to review Makeup Forever, but Makeup Forever reformulated after I bought all of the stuff. They've been like reformulating some things, but like they basically reformulated everything that I purchased. And so I had invested a good chunk of money into Makeup Forever. And so it was a bit of a bummer. I didn't want to, I felt discouraged. I didn't want to finish my review. I can't afford to just spend $300 all the time on a full line of makeup, which is what I did with Makeup Forever. I did use a like pro discount because I'm a licensed esthetician, but like still, even with 30% off to buy a full range. Anyway, so that was a dud, and I was feeling really bad about that. Now I have this 20% off coupon, and I was like, I'm gonna do another full brand review. Do I have the money right now to do a full brand review? No, absolutely not. But I was scouring Sephora looking for trouble. And it was exactly how I used to look for makeup. Just, I was like looking to spend money. And it's interesting because I feel the shame and embarrassment just as much as I feel like I have to do it. Like I want to do it. I'm going to feel so much better when I do it. I have enough makeup that I can continue talking about, not even reviewing, but like talk about until I have the means to purchase from another brand to do a full brand review. And I can just buy things here and there when I have the money to until that happens. But I just need you to know that this is like still a struggle that I have all of the time. And it's a different struggle now that I'm a content creator, because it's like there is a bit of an income, and, you know, I'm investing back into my channel to help grow my channel. But like also remembering to make content surrounded about like using things that I already have, but also using things that I'm getting to know too. But I will tell you this. You know what content gets the most views? If I happen to be interested in a new release enough to purchase it and talk about it, always performs much better than the content where I am reusing the same old thing. There's a lot to that. It's like, what was my thumbnail look like? Maybe people didn't like Demon Girl as a theme, but I did. I thought it was funny. The SEO that I did, the way that I tagged it, like all of that also comes into it too. And I'm not trying to say that like, no one watches my like, there's layers to it. There's layers to it. Could I have tried to make a better thumbnail? Yeah. It's a frustrating place to be because I've watched people in real time get into makeup and I've watched them buy so much makeup. And as everyone does when they get into, I'm generalizing here, but as most people, as a lot of people do when they get into makeup, you're not thinking about how much you're going to use it or like how much an eyeshadow actually takes to use all the way up. And you are so excited about it whenever you're first getting into it that you're not taking the time to like zoom out and realize that like if you're buying a bunch of eyeshadows around the same time, there's themes and color stories. Almost all of the brands are releasing something that's pretty close to the other thing that the other brand is releasing because that's what's on trend. They're releasing things for trends, like things are on trend. And that's why they like everything kind of looks the same, but you're not paying attention to that because you're just so excited about makeup. You want to buy it all. Maybe you fall in love with pink blush and then you're like, I want to buy all of the pink blushes. But then it's like, how is there really a lot of nuance between all those pink blushes? It's like such a hard thing to communicate, but also such a hard thing to reel in. But I do think there are a lot of people who watch my channel, and myself included, that like sometimes you'll look at your makeup collection and you'll go, oh no, I like have spent so much money and time. I know what I get paid hourly. I don't know what you get paid hourly, but like, for example, the Makeup Forever, how much did I have to work to earn that $300 to then buy the $300? Whether it was YouTube work, which I get paid much less hourly doing YouTube than I do for my regular job, that's time and money, thousands of dollars. To admit that to yourself is incredibly difficult. Like any content creator who has opened up about this, it takes a lot to be like, I feel shame in having done this the way that I did it. When you feel that shame, it's hard to admit it to yourself that you're feeling that way, but it's also extraordinarily hard to like share with strangers on the internet or share with even your closest friend. And to have to tell to someone, anyone, your spouse, your best friend, your maybe your child if you have an adult child. I would don't have this conversation with kids, please don't. But to turn to them and be like, I've really fucked myself up buying all of this makeup or like doing this. And that's not to say that everyone does, right? Not everyone who gets into makeup does this to themselves, but it seems to be fairly common enough. Just to admit that and sit in that is just incredibly uncomfortable. And I just think it's like not something that is talked about enough, not only by makeup content creators, but like makeup enthusiasts. I follow so many wonderful, beautiful people who just like are makeup enthusiasts on Instagram, and they share their looks and they share what they're buying. And you like want to get excited about things, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, we can't come to a solution, right? Like my job here was just like, talk about this because I wanted to talk about it. I don't have a solution. I can do my best as a content creator to convey to you how I acquire things if I got them for free, but also, review them as responsibly as I can, as thoroughly as I can, so you can make a good decision. But then also that the other part of that is like you as someone who consumes beauty content and consumes beauty and purchases makeup, like it falls on everyone. And it's like, right? And there's no way for me as a beauty content creator who sometimes does reviews of new makeup, but also makeup that was sent to me and also makeup that I purchased that I wanted to talk about, that I'm not, like, there's no way for me to do this and not perpetuate it at all. I've just been thinking a lot about it. If you are like me and you have ever felt shame that you've spent so much money, or shame that you have such an excess of makeup, it's an uncomfortable feeling to sit in, but it's a worthwhile conversation, thought exercise to have with yourself, and be real with yourself and talk about and like think about what it is. Another aspect of this, and this is something that I didn't realize until I did my no-buy 6 months, my 6-month no-buy, and then also the year following that where I budgeted, I was keeping makeup because I bought it, but not because I like thought it was good or like not even good, but great. I've changed my mindset that makeup, for it to stick around, has to be the absolute best. I'm not on the hunt for the best, but if it comes my way, if I buy something, it happens to be the best, I get to keep it. But you know what? The thing that is now not the best or doesn't like hold a unique space in my makeup collection, it's gotta go. And I think that's kind of helped me. And obviously I'm still spending money on makeup, but I am now passing my makeup along to people who don't have to spend the money on the thing and can enjoy it. Now, I know that not everyone has subscribers or other makeup friends that they can like ship makeup to and fro, because I do that. I also have friends in real life who really enjoy makeup, so I can just like give it to them in real life too. It has just been worthwhile for me to do the work and being honest with myself. Be kind to yourself while you are having those conversations, either with other people or yourself. The scariest part is admitting it, and then taking baby steps to go from there is the best work you can do to get to wherever you're going, right? And like I said, I am not saying that you have to do this, and I'm not saying that you're wrong to enjoy makeup however you want and to enjoy beauty content however you want. But if you are feeling scared to admit it to yourself, admitting it to yourself and then taking the baby steps feels really good. And I'm not here to tell you what the next steps are, but be kind to yourself as you're taking them, because it's not a perfect journey if you are on a journey to, spend less on makeup or be smarter with how you interact with makeup. Because I know a lot of my friends have to take breaks from Instagram or from watching beauty content because they get tempted. They actually bought something on their no buy. And I say accidentally, it's like, we all are who we are and we all have the habits that we have and we all behave the way we do for different reasons. But just know that you're not alone. And there are a bunch of other people who have fallen into the pitfalls and the traps of, the makeup world. It ends up being worth it. And it's scary and it's hard. And I'm still in it. I'm still in it. And now as a content creator, my relationship to that is just different, and I'm still figuring that out. And I don't think that there's a perfect way for anyone to do any of this. And so like, this isn't a call out to other content creators. This isn't a call out to consumers of beauty content. It's just like, maybe just take a second. We all can be like a little bit more aware. It's so easy for us all to carry on and, trash talk new makeup releases, and then you end up with it or you buy it or whatever, like it's like, even whenever you're trying to talk yourself out of things, sometimes it still can trick your mind into being like, wait, I'm actually gonna buy that though. And like, it's, again, creates the space to be okay with, being imperfect. None of us are perfect, and you shouldn't expect yourself or others to be. If you happen to live on the West Coast and you are watching this, I hope you are safe. I hope everything is okay with you over there. I hope if you happen to be near the fires, I hope your air quality isn't too bad. I hope you're not directly affected by the fires. There's a lot going on in the world. And I understand that makeup content is a form of escapism, but sometimes we have to like touch back down onto earth. But do it in a way that's safe for you and doesn't cause you to spiral. And interact with makeup content, makeup purchasing in a way that's not going to cause you to spiral. That's my time. That's my time. Really funny tee hee hee ha 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 hoo 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 hee hoo. I'm gonna go. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to stick around. I do talk about makeup content on my channel. I talk about new makeup on my channel sometimes. But at my heart, I hope that what I get across is that like, I only keep the best, and I try really hard to, be really discerning about everything. So subscribe if that sounds good to you. Subscribe if you got that vibe from me today. I would appreciate it. On Patreon, if you'd like to support me there, patreon.com/hautemesstom. And I think we can wrap things up. Remember to follow your hoe, and you will find me. Bye-bye.